36 people are now known to have been killed in a crush at a railway station in India, close to the world's largest religious festival, that is the Kumbh Mela. Indian officials say the people died when part of a footbridge collapsed at Allahabad station. Well, most of the victims are said to be women. Some 30 million Hindu pilgrims have been bathing where the rivers Ganga and Jamuna meet.
These devotees had come to Allahabad to take a dip in Sangam. But little did these devotees know that they would face a horrific stampede at the railway station.
जनता बिल्कुल एकदम एक के ऊपर एक ऐसी गिरत रही, कोई लोग दब गए, कोई चिल्ला रहे हैं, कोई की सांसें बंद है, कोई सुनाई नहीं है, आदमी जनता चिल्ला रही, बचा, हम खुद चिल्लाते रहे, भैया बचा रे.
As per the eyewitnesses' accounts, an unprovoked lathi charge by the police on the devotees resulted into the collapse of a foot-over bridge, leading to the stampede. The officials, however, continue to be in denial.
क्योंकि आज भी यही बात पे जोर दिया गया है कि शायद कोई रेलिंग टूटी, शायद फुटओवर ब्रिज गया, ये सरासर गलत है. कोई फुटओवर ब्रिज कोलैप्स नहीं किया, कोई रेलिंग कोलैप्स नहीं.
With the death toll rising, there is no end to the pain of the families who lost their dear ones in the stampede. While the authorities indulging in a blame game over the horrific tragedy, the question is, could this mishap have been averted if the administration was alert?
About 30 million pilgrims bathed in the river Ganges on Sunday as part of the Hindu festival Kumbh Mela. Many were returning home through the train station in the town of Allahabad. One witness said police tried to beat back the wave of people with batons, and they said that triggered the stampede. Some have blamed the police for inadequate security procedures.
Most of the victims were the old or the very young, not quick or strong enough to protect themselves from the surging crowds. Eyewitnesses say the police had a part to play in the tragedy.
People walking on the footbridge when suddenly the police baton charged. Because of that baton charge, the public panicked and the stampede happened. In that stampede, these people were killed. Bodies were lying on the platform and some dead bodies have been lifted from the top of the footbridge. There is complete negligence on the part of the authorities.
People started falling down the stairs in the stampede, and as they started falling, they were being trampled upon. People were lying here for hours, and many of them were alive. But because of the delay in the ambulance arriving and the carelessness of the doctors, they died.
The state government has ordered an inquiry and announced compensation of around $9,500 for the relatives of each person who died. Crowds are still flocking to railway stations to make their way home across the country.
We are trying to provide as many more trains as possible to try to ferry the people from Allahabad.
The large numbers of people were expected, and as dawn broke, passengers say conditions still haven't improved.
We've been stranded here since last night. There's no good arrangement. There's no facility for us, and we have been sitting on the road the whole night. The police are here, but there's no arrangement.
Once every 12 years, tens of millions stream to Allahabad from across India to take a plunge in the sacred Ganges River. Many are now asking why the government was not better prepared to deal with one of the biggest gatherings of people on the planet.
वहाँ स्टैम्पीड के तहत बहुत ज़्यादा लोग वहाँ पहुँचे हुए थे, जो उस वक्त संभव नहीं था उतने लोगों को एकदम ट्रेन पे लेके जाने का. We are trying to bring in more and more of the trains from wherever possible, subject to foreseeing that people don't object to it from elsewhere where the journeys have been booked much in advance.
The district administration has identified 20 bodies and their names have been declared. Meanwhile, Uttar Pradesh government minister and in charge of the Mela administration, Azam Khan, has resigned following the tragedy.
कल के हादसे ने मुझे बहुत आहत किया है और मैं अपनी अखलाकी जिम्मेदारी समझते हुए मेले के अध्यक्ष पद से इस्तीफा दे रहा हूं और ये सूचना मैं आपको देने के साथ साथ ही मुख्यमंत्री जी को भी भेज रहा हूँ।
Authorities confirm that 36 people have died so far and more than 30 people have been injured as a result of that stampede in that train station in northern India. Now, all of those people were, of course, returning from the Maha Kumbh Mela, which is one of the most significant, most important festivals in the Hindu calendar. It happens every 12 years. It's a 55-day-long event, and more than 40 million people were actually there, according to authorities, just over the weekend. Hindus believe that taking a dip in those waters, it's the confluence of the Ganges and the Yamuna rivers, the most holy rivers according to Hinduism. Taking a dip in those waters actually cleanses one of their sins. Now, the whole affair was actually relatively well organized according to many who were present there, except in the end, as some of those people were returning home, they were at the train station, a stampede occurred. So really a tragic ending to what was otherwise a very well organized event.